morning, everybody. Happy Motivation Monday. This is Trainer Nick checking in with you guys. I hope you guys are having a wonderful Monday morning here. Today is June 1st. In my mind, that means we are getting started with summer, even though it's a couple weeks away for that to actually click. But June to me symbolizes summer, so I'm excited. Even with all the madness going on in the world right now, and tons of people that we know impacted. So praying for everybody out there. Hopefully y'all are staying safe, staying sane within this madness. But welcome to June. So I've got a good quote for us this morning here. Don't look back. You're not going that way, right? I found this quote, and what's funny is it actually came up on my Facebook news feed again this morning from somebody else. So it's just kind of the world speaking to me this morning. I guess this is a quote that's just really, really powerful, right? It's all about looking forward and what we're going to get to and what we can get to. So we're here in June. We're here in summer-ish. So let's get going with that, right? So happy Motivation Monday here. So guys, this week we will be going over a couple tips of the week as usual. We'll be doing our sales shout outs. Since we didn't have Motivation Monday last week, I'll do our sales shout outs for both of the weeks combined. And we're going to go over setting and attaining goals. This is probably one of the more important things in the life of a broker. You'll see a lot of your more successful brokers will speak to this often about goal setting and really staying focused on those goals and making sure that they're trying their best in everything that they've got to accomplish those. So we'll give some tips in regards to that, and we'll have a survey at the end. So biggest thing, this tip of the week is for the fixed benefit plan or the limited medical plan for National General. It's the Access plan. Has some prescription coverage in it. It has anesthesiologist, even second surgeon benefits in it. So it's just a really strong plan, some skilled nursing if you need as well. So really a ton of great stuff in this plan. I definitely suggest checking it out if you haven't already. It's been out for a couple months now, so hopefully it's one that you guys are already selling. But if not, I think you'll find it's very competitive in this marketplace. So definitely something you want to check out. The next tip of the week is something just to get everybody excited and a little revved up for in the upcoming weeks here. National General will be releasing a dental, vision, hearing combo plan. So, always National General is really good at listening to the industry, right? And listening to you guys and your customers and what everybody's looking for out there. And, up until this point, National General only had a dental plan, right? And so now we're looking at not only combining dental and vision, but doing a DVH. So, I'm excited about it. I think a lot of the brokers that I've talked to about this coming are also very excited. So I want to build that excitement in you guys as well. I just let you guys know, be looking out for that. That should be coming in the upcoming weeks here. So just keep your eyes out for that. Keep your eyes peeled. So we're going to jump into sales leaders, guys. What I've done is I've combined the stats for the last 2 weeks. So I didn't break it down into both. I just wanted to use the one slide, keep it simple. But I have combined the stats since we did not have Motivation Monday for Memorial last week. So the sales leaders, short-term National General ran away with it. Nat Gen was our highest short-term. And then it was a clean sweep across the way for Golden Rule for everything else. So it looks like Golden Rule is really the supplement everybody's choosing to sell right now. The numbers are really staggering in UHC's favor in most of these other categories, but short-term continues to lead the way for with Nat Gen. So it does look like we are finding a pretty strong mix of plans there, and good job for that, guys. For our short-term sales leaders, A lot of familiar names here. We had Bill Cox, number 1, Katia Santamaria, number 2, and then Arthur Walsh, who happened to just have an amazing couple weeks there. He got himself in every single category here on the leaderboard. So great job there. Jumping right into that limited med, Arthur was our leader. And then Timothy Brown. And Timothy coming in strong with the supplements. He led in accident, followed by Arthur Walsh. So guys, these were 2 weeks combined. Again, just we had the time off for Memorial. So great job to our sales leaders there over this last 2-week period of time. Keep up the good work, guys. You're really doing an amazing job there. These were some high numbers I've seen probably the last month now. All right. We're going to go ahead and get started into setting and attaining goals, guys. So one of my favorite things here is I've got this little acronym, and I've used this before. This is actually a topic we've done a couple times in Motivation Monday in different forms or facets. And it's because it is so important, you know. And so this acronym I found, I really love it. I use it a lot, and it's called SMART goals, right? And so what that is, it's setting goals that are specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and timely, right? And so specific, right? These are those who, what, when, where, how, whys. You know, what do I want to accomplish? Why is this so important to me, right? And then how am I going to get there, right? That those who, what, when, where, hows, very important in setting specific goals, right? What exactly is it that you want to accomplish? M, I've seen used a couple different ways. So measurable is the one you're going to see more often than others, but I've also seen meaningful, and I've also seen motivating. So all of those work. Motivating and measurable go kind of hand in hand, but the goal isn't, you know, you can't set your goal that I want to be happy. That's so vague. That's not a measurable goal, right? A goal could be to get 30 apps across in the next 30 days, right? That's 1 app a day. It's easy to measure. Where are you on pace there, right? Easy to keep track of where you're at each day of the month. Motivating probably was one of my more fun ones though, right? Because you really do want to set those goals that you're going to be motivated to go after, right? You don't want to set somebody else's goals. Set your goals that you're going to have that fire to be motivated to go after. Then achievable, also known as attainable, right? You want to set something that you could actually get to, right? Now, and you got to kind of do a little bit of soul searching here. What's your drive? Are you going to work your tail off for this? Where will you draw the line, right? If you do this health insurance thing as a part-time side gig, adjust your goals accordingly, right? If your biggest month ever was 100 apps in a month, and that happened to be November of 2018, right in the middle of open enrollment, it's probably not a realistic goal to try to match that 100 apps here in the month of June, right in the middle of summer, right? So you got to adjust your goals and make them attainable goals there, right? But maybe if you did have your best month ever was open enrollment 2 years ago, maybe we set to beat this open enrollment, right? Maybe it's 125 apps in November of this year. Why wouldn't that be achievable, right? Push yourself. So you want to make sure that you're wise in what we're doing there, right? Then when we come down to realistic, also another one you can see it kind of set a goal that is relevant to your life, right? Set a goal that's going to help you get to where you want to go. Do you want to increase your apps per sale? Okay, well, maybe what's a product you're struggling with, right? Maybe it's critical illness. Maybe you just set a goal of, hey, over this next month, I just want to have 5 critical illness plans added on at some point so that I'm getting more apps per sale, right? And now you're learning how to get across the finish line with critical illness. So you're setting a realistic goal that you can actually get to that's going to help you with bigger goals, right? And then timely. Now this is really meaning more of like that it's got a deadline, right? you have to have a time frame on your goals, because this is how you're going to measure them, right? You can't just say, I want to write 100 apps. Well, is that 100 apps in a year? Is that 100 apps in a month? You have to kind of set a time frame on yourself, because sure, you can get to 100 apps, but you know what's really going to make it to where you can measure this goal in your success rate in completing it, right? And so timely is the last one there. So I love that acronym, guys. It's really fun. You'll see it used a lot when you're talking about goal setting and everything like that. So really, if you want, even screenshot this. It's a really good one. Keep you kind of on track there. With that, we'll dive a little bit further. I'm going to kind of dive into some of this stuff now, give you some tips for setting these goals, and then how do we accomplish them, right? A vision board. I love those things. All right, guys, so when we're planning for success, the first thing in planning for success is dreaming big. Guys, shoot for the stars. Do you want to be a millionaire? Put that as a goal. Do you want to drive a Lamborghini? Like, everybody's different, right? I'm not a big car guy, right? But some people are big car guys. They have their dream car that they want. Put that on a vision board. Put that in front of you. Put it on the background on your computer. For me, my big goal right now is my home. I live in California, so buying a home is not that easily attainable, right? I live in a condo right now that I own, which is sort of accomplishing my goal, but we're really close to buying our first home. That's my big goal right now. For my short-term goal is trying to get my family a home. What is that goal for you guys? Sometimes it's motivated by what are you doing for your family? Sometimes it's self-motivated. What do I want from myself? And all you guys are different, right? Some of you, your dreams are, I want to travel the world. Some of you are, I want to reach that $1 million threshold. And so I could say I'm a millionaire, right? Some it's a car, some it's a home. Whatever it is, you have to make them for yourself, but dream big. Shoot for the stars. Because if you dream small, I mean, you can accomplish it, but if you dream big, you're going to set smaller goals that'll help you get there. It's so important, guys. Pick what, and that's going to motivate you more, right? What is your heart desire? What's going to help you get out of bed each day to really go hard and go for that? Guys, this is huge, 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 huge. Do not worry about failure. Focus on the positives, right? I see people sometimes, let's just go back to like that 100 apps in a month thing, right? And then they got 95 apps in the month and they're kicking themselves because they didn't get 100. But 95 apps is actually the second best month they've ever had as a broker. Guys, sometimes when we come short of our goal, if we did our best and we kept pushing ourselves, it's okay to come up short. Look at the pauses. What did we learn from this? Where did we grow from this, right? That's so important. And then this is kind of where that vision board comes into play, right? Visualizing your goals daily. You'd be amazed. The majority of top brokers that I talk to all around the nation will tell over and over that they had a vision board that they looked at. And I kind of laugh because to me, I think of like junior high or high school and they had you create these things and they were fun, cutting out magazines and stuff. But it's actually insane how many of the top people in this industry use these too and utilize it. It's very, very impactful when even on those tough days, you're staring at that car you want or that vacation spot that you want to go to, right? It really works well in this industry. A lot of carriers do those trips, right? And maybe you have one of those on your vision board and you have what the goal is that you have to get there, right? And if you keep seeing that, it really helps you push through some of those tough days. This whole sales thing is a mental battle, right? How do we win that mental battle? And so oftentimes it's about being able to change our focus, get out of that rut of negativity that our head likes to go to so much, and look at these positives that we're focused on getting to, right? This one's big, guys, and I kind of touched on it with that dream big, but it's align your goals with you. Okay? Guys, so oftentimes I talk to people and when they're making their goals, I say, "Oh, wow, that's a cool goal. Is that what you want?" And they're like, "No, but this would really make my best friends jealous, right? Or this would really make my mom happy or proud of me." Or you need to pull back. You need to stop setting goals for other people and really be selfish here. Set goals for yourself. To do that, you got to figure out where you want to be, right? Is it on that beach right there? Is it grinding and hitting $1 million and then maybe starting up a different business and starting up your own business and something else? Maybe you want to own, a retail chain or something, or, a franchise. You guys have to figure out where you want to be, but what's going to make you happy. Don't try to make anybody else jealous of you or happy of what you've accomplished. This is for you guys. You'll find we'll just jump into the next one. Don't let up. You will find you will let up if your goals that you set were for other people. It's much easier to power through those tough days when they're really the goals that you want in life. And you'd be amazed how many people I talk to are setting goals for other people. Their own goals that are there to please other people, right? So don't let up. Guys, this one's also super important on the don't let up. I have almost every broker that's successful that I've ever talked to you about, they manage themselves very, very well. You have to ride yourself harder than anybody's going to ride you, right? If your goal is to get 5 customers sold, and however many apps, but 5 customers sold in a week, and it's Thursday and you're only at 2, you got to have that switch in you that you can turn on where you're like, look, I know I wanted to be off at 6 p.m. today and go watch the Laker game or whatever it is, right? But I'm sorry, I'm gonna power through and I'm working till 9 o'clock tonight, or if you're on the East Coast, I'm working till midnight tonight, right? And I'm calling West Coast people. You have to have that in you to where you are doing everything in your power to get to your goals, right? You can't just set a goal and be like, well, I worked today, I did my normal hours, and I'm happy with that. No, if you're off pace on getting your goal, you need to have that drive to get you there. Guys, nobody got their goals attained by being like, well, that was a good day today. I put in my 8 hours and I'm good. No, you have to be able to turn that switch on sometimes and recognize what days you need to go harder in, right? To pick up the slack on those other days. You really have to have that. And then give yourself time, guys. A huge goal of mine is to become a millionaire. I have investment accounts. I'm working on it, and I follow up on that goal all the time. It's a big one, and it is easy to get in your head when you're like, oh man, a couple years ago, dang, I'm only at 50,000. That's so far out. Oh man, now I'm only at 100,000, right? But give yourself time. Sometimes these goals are going to take 10 to 15 years. Sometimes the goal is going to take 1 year, right? But give yourself that time to get there. Keep yourself going. Keep yourself focused on that goal. But give yourself time. Sometimes it doesn't work out in the time frames that we set. I had a huge goal of mine in my life in California. I wanted to be a homeowner, not a condo owner, even though this is technically a homeowner. I wanted to be a homeowner by the age of 30. I had my money together well enough that I could have accomplished it, but I knew I would have been stretching myself too thin. I knew I was going to put myself in a really bad position if I bought at that time, just to prove myself right on my goal, right? Here I am 2 years later. I'm actually much happier. I've set myself up for better success now. It's okay to give yourself time and to reevaluate and be like, I do want this goal and I'm going to stay focused on this goal, but maybe this isn't the right time, right? So how do we accomplish these goals, guys? And we touched on this a little bit, right? You really have to find what motivates you. Everybody's got something different. I mean, everybody. Again, I keep going back to the car example because to me it's a weird thing. Like I'll drive a Mazda for the rest of my life. Sure, I'll buy a brand new Mazda. I'm cool with buying new cars, but I just have mental issues with paying more than like 25 grand for a car, right? I just don't want that monthly payment. Some people love driving around that luxury vehicle, right? And maybe they see them and they really want one, and that's what motivates them is I've got to get to that Mercedes-Benz G-Wagon for my wife or for me, right? Whatever that is, you have to find what motivates you and push yourself there. The car is not for me, but that's why you got to do what motivates you. I can't tell you that. And some people driving around in that Mercedes G-Wagon every day, they've made it in life now. That's their piece of serenity there, that they've accomplished their goal, right? So you have to find that and get to your goals there. This one's so important. You really have to push yourself further than you think you can go. And this is what I'm talking about, staying up till midnight if you need, right? Waking up earlier, putting in more hours every day. Work. If you normally are that broker that takes weekends off to spend with your family, maybe telling your family, look, I've got to work 4 hours on Saturday morning or Sunday night or whatever it is. Maybe you give up something that you really like. If you had a fishing trip with the boys this weekend, you say, hey fellas, I haven't been on track with my goals this week. I'm gonna sit out this time, and I'm gonna hustle just a little bit harder. You have to push yourself further than you can go. So many times we try to negotiate with ourselves, right? Well, I think you need to reward yourself. It's been a hard week, and you need to just take your mind off it and go, instead of motivating ourselves and pushing ourselves to keep going and keep fighting stronger, right? This I'll attribute this to track. I used to run track, and guys, most people that have played sports know the mind is a powerful thing, and your body's first action is always going to be to slow you down, to try to caution you, hey, you're overheating, you're this, that, and the other, right? But you can actually, there's this switch in your brain that you can just kind of flip, and you can just go and find that extra gear and that extra push at the end of a race, right? On a 400-meter run, you're doing a full-out sprint the whole time, and for some reason, when you are exhausted, you have no air in your lungs, your chest is burning. That last 100 meters, for some reason, your legs just start running apart from your body, and you got this bigger stride going, more push. For whatever reason, you don't even need as much air anymore. And then you get across that finish line and you collapse, but you are elated, just joy. You reached your goal and you pushed yourself, and you didn't think you had that in you, right? So same thing in this business world, guys, and you have to do that. You have to find that inner drive sometimes. And this one's so big. Make accomplishing your goals your priority, right? And that goes back to like that fishing trip we talked about, right? Guys, nobody's going to boss you around. Nobody's going to tell you, well, hey, Dan, I don't think you should go on the fishing trip with us this weekend because, I just don't think you've done good enough selling this week. Your boys ain't going to tell you that. Oftentimes, your boys might even tease you the other way, right? You have to set your own goals, and you have to make accomplishing them your priority. The cool thing is, once you accomplish those goals, how much more respect do you have? Do you think your friends are going to be giving you a hard time when you bought that nice house or when you finally reached a millionaire status? You think they're going to be giving you a hard time about that fishing trip that you missed, right? Now you might be going fishing in your own backyard in that lake at the new property you just bought, right? You have to make your goals your priority, and you got to work through some of that extra stuff that people are going to bring sometimes, okay? I'm going to leave you here with some final thoughts, guys, okay? I just love this little picture. Dream big, set goals, and then take action, right? you have to constantly review and update your goals, okay? It's so important. Again, sometimes you're going to come short. Sometimes you're going to have made your goal a little bit too easy and you realize you're way overpaced on it, right? So you got to be reviewing your goals. You have to update your goals. And it's also to make sure that you're on track, right? This one's really cool. You got to have goals within goals, right? So I always start by dreaming big and setting that huge goal, okay? I want to be a millionaire. I want to own a home, okay? But now we have to have smaller goals, okay? So if I'm going to own a home in California, right? What kind of down payment does that mean? Well, a starter home in California costs about 800 grand. Conventional loan, I need a minimum of 5% down. So I need at least $40,000 at a bare minimum to buy this. And that's not even taking into account closing costs, not even taking into account probably having some money in the bank just so we're prepared for bad months or anything, right? So really then you adjust your goal. Maybe it's about, I need $60,000 to $75,000 in the bank, right? To purchase this home. So now we got to set goals on how to get there. What's your monthly savings going to look like to get there? Do you want to get this goal in 3 to 5 years, 1 to 2 years? And so how much money am I needing to put away each month so that I can get to that $75,000, right? So you have to set those short-term goals, and then they're easier to track, making sure that you're on pace for that large long-term goal, okay? And then don't be afraid of failure, guys. Rebound from it. Again, oftentimes our failures are still successes. We came up short from that goal we set, but gosh, there was a lot of good stuff in there. What did we learn from it, right? What did we find in ourselves in that? You know, oftentimes that's that first time you failed, but you really worked your ass off for it. You found that you had that extra gear that you didn't know you had, right? And then you're starting to learn to really grasp that, tweak that gear, and exercise that, because it is a muscle. You want to really focus on training that, and once you can firmly control that, guys, sky's the limit there. So this was our Motivation Monday today, guys. This was one of my favorite topics. It's why it's probably come up a few times over the last couple years here. So important for you guys. Set big goals, guys, and really manage yourself. Go out there and get them, but they got to be your goals. Don't come after my goals. You'll find you're not going to be happy with that, right? If you have any questions, comments, concerns, go ahead and email training@ahcpsales.com. You can also reach us at agency services at 877-228-8773. Guys, this is Trainer Nick checking out. I wish you all the best this week. Happy Motivation Monday. Let's kill it. It is June, summer, beautiful weather. Take care, guys.